Chapter 2. 9 little sailor boys sat up very late. One overslept himself, and then there were 8.
Slept himself?
Yep.
Someone's gonna do more pills? Oh, lovely.
Filthy night. I tried to go out to get some more wood for the fire, but the wind drove me back.
A storm like that will keep us all indoors.
My apologies for the accommodations, Mr. Narracott, but all the beds are taken.
Makes one wonder where the Owens were planning to sleep.
Thank you.
Doesn't it?
A good servant follows instructions, sir. He does not question his employer, unless you'd like to share the deceased's room with the corpse.
This will do fine. Thank you, Rogers.
I'll wish you a good night then, sir.
Don't blame him.
Not at all.
Nope. By God, giving it to Rogers, like, I mean, there
Everyone
is
should be
one
sound
bed.
asleep by now. Good time for a little stealth work.
Okay.
Man, this
Let's see,
piano.
let's-
Okay, I'm gonna look up the OST for this.
I know it's on YouTube because I was playing it the other day.
But I want the piano. I want to
Oh,
play
yeah.
it.
Yeah, the soundtrack is really good. Kind of music you could fall asleep to. Let's see. Let's look at the figurines.
9 little sailor boys.
Whoever it is, please leave us. My wife needs her rest.
Sorry about that, Rogers.
Not at all.
You just dancing around.
Yeah, with the mouse.
Mm-hmm.
What else am I gonna do?
Right.
Plus, it's just kind of funny since it's also the flashlight.
It's locked fast.
How about the bathroom door?
It's tightly locked.
Huh? Somebody was thinking ahead.
That.
He's as tight as an owl. I expect nothing could wake him up.
Kind of creepy. We have to keep a look at everyone.
Very creepy.
Yes. That's a weird sound.
Keep it to yourself, man.
It must be
Can't
one hell of a
open it.
dream.
It's locked.
Oh, now we have to go up this door again. But the judge, smart enough to at least lock his door
Yeah, right.
Locked.
and the bathroom door.
Except he didn't lock the neighbor bathroom.
Yeah. Well, I
Or
mean,
hell, even his.
yeah, that's kind of the thing with Armstrong. He's not very careful. He's a very careless guy.
It's
I'm-
locked fast.
Okay. Whose room is that? I'm pretty sure this... Okay, this is Lombard's room. Okay.
Alright, cool.
He's asleep. I wish I could run. You know, I get that looked at, Blore.
Yeah, right.
I'm actually now curious about one thing. Did the voice actors, like, have to go to sleep while make those noises, or did they actually make those while awake?
Probably made them while awake.
Yeah.
Because some people don't make noises when they sleep.
Some do.
What do?
I've been told I sound like I'm having sex.
Oh. So you were that other guy. Got it.
Yeah, I was the judge.
Doot, doot. It's locked fast.
Morning is coming. I'd best get back to my bed.
Okay, that was enough. Apparently.
Well, I didn't get much rest, but at least I have something to show for it. I'd best see if everyone has come down for breakfast.
It kind of confuses me with logic.
What kind of information did you get? You just saw people sleep.
I shouldn't do that. I need to have my wits about me.
I'll do that. Alright, let's deal with breakfast. Let's watch people not eat.
If what Narracott told Vera is true, and mind you, I take anything he says with a grain of salt, then they will not be sending a
Yeah,
boat until
there's
at
10
least
chairs.
Monday, even if the storm clears.
Wise to remember, Narracott's the odd man out here.
Yes, thanks to you, I believe, Blore.
At least nothing else has occurred.
I hope you are correct, Miss Claythorne. However, I feel compelled to draw your attention to this table's centerpiece.
Now 2 are broken. How odd.
Ah, Mr. Narracott, good morning. Since Mr. Marsden won't be joining us, there is an extra place for breakfast, although breakfast itself seems to be a trifle behind schedule.
I'm afraid there is no breakfast at present. Mrs. Rogers has not been able to carry on this morning.
What's the matter with the woman? I was promised fresh apple juice this morning.
I must tell you a sad piece of news. Mrs. Rogers died in her sleep.
Yeah, another person has died.
Eight little sailor boys. The plot thickens.
Let's talk to my favorite character.
Any theories about Mrs. Rogers' death, Judge?
I'm afraid it confirms my opinion that there is something very wrong on this island. It occurs to me that if these 2 deaths were not suicides or accidents, that Mr. Owen may very well be responsible. If so, he is almost certainly on this island somewhere.
I agree. I think we should find a way off this island immediately. Did you hear anything in the night?
I confess I slept fitfully. Marsden's death, the storm, but I heard nothing. Possibly also due to the storm.
Understandable, Judge. Quite understandable.
Mr. Narracott, can your boat be repaired?
I doubt very seriously it can be repaired. Mr. Blore did a good job.
Shots
Steady
fired.
on. I didn't know then how the land lay, did I?
So you say.
If you find a means of leaving the island or of signaling the mainland, I'm sure we would all be in your debt.
And I'm sure all of us would help in any way we could.
Here.
We're never going to leave the island. None of us are ever going to leave.
What were you hinting at concerning Marston's politics?
Only that he'd become mixed up with some foreigners. I think that's all I'd better say at present.
Thank you kindly, Judge.
I know how to make you talk.
Although I don't condone smoking, who am I to judge a judge? Are you sure you can't tell me what you were hinting at about Marston's politics?
Marsden's family was furious with him for becoming involved with a London group enamored of Mr. Hitler's expansionist policies. It's always sad when the younger son of a great family goes astray.
I appreciate your candor, Judge.
Oh, look at that.
Any theories about Mrs. Rogers' death?
We know that she consumed something last night. Dr. Armstrong told us so.
I, Mr. Lombard?
You gave her a sedative.
A small dose of trial, nothing more.
Doctors have made mistakes before.
You're suggesting I accidentally gave Mrs. Rogers an overdose?
Accidentally or otherwise. One death may have been an accident or suicide, but two in the space of a few hours?
Simply outrageous, man of my standing.
Any more questions, Mr. Narracott?
Did you hear anything in the night?
I'm a very light sleeper. In future, I hope everyone will bear that in mind. Yes, several times I heard something.
You didn't investigate?
With a judge, a detective, and an amateur sleuth in the house, you hardly need my poor skills in that line. I prefer to keep watch.
The hunter in his blind?
A good analogy, Judge.
You said you recognized Owen's voice.
I've had time to think it over, and I'm sure I did. But I see no reason to share that information with you.
Thank you, Lombard. What was the cause of death?
Impossible to say offhand.
There must be an autopsy.
I certainly couldn't give a certificate without one.
When did you find out?
Rogers roused me at first light. He'd gotten up to light the stove and see to the power generator before waking up. When she didn't respond, he got me.
Can you tell when she died?
Without an autopsy, not for certain, but it must have been some hours ago. The body was, quite cold.
Did you hear anything in the night?
No, although it appears I should have.
That is all for now, Dr. Armstrong.
Talk to Mr. Rogers, who doesn't wear a sweater.
Rogers, so sorry to hear about your wife. She seemed a good soul.
Thank you, sir. Still, one mustn't dwell on the past. There is much to be done.
Sorry to ask you this. Any thoughts on your wife's death?
She was a good wife. A bit high-strung, but we made a good team. I often didn't give her credit for that, I'm afraid. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I wasn't kinder to her these past few years. I'm sorry I didn't listen to her. At night.
Did you hear anything in the night?
I may have heard something at our bedroom door. I'm not sure. I slept in the bath so as not to disturb Ethel. If I'd been in the room, I might have noticed. I might have been able to get the doctor in time.
Nonsense, man. There's nothing you could have done. Don't reproach yourself. Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary since you arrived here, Rogers?
Just this, sir. This house is more like a museum than a residence. I've dusted every square inch, and I've found articles left behind by many previous owners, including the Robsons, that actress, and even the Admiralty. The only owners who seem to have left no mark at all are Mr. and Mrs. Owen.
Thank you, Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have to skip one person because for some reason it goes to the next scene, even though you can't talk to everyone. Let's see, there it is.
Perhaps this will grant the aging general increased mobility. You're a detective, Mr. Bloor. Any theories?
I appreciate you recognizing the fact there's a professional present. I'd like to know what she had to eat or drink last night before she collapsed.
Rogers assures me she had nothing whatsoever.
Of course he would say that. But see here. They've done a murder and gotten away with it. Now she's all hysterical, likely to give the show away. She's a danger to her husband, that's what she is.
Oh, I should hardly think a man would do that to his wife.
You said you knew something about the history of this island.
Most of the old stuff can be found in the library. It's more recent
Pointing out the
history is
obvious,
just
but
as
he's not very
interesting, though.
creative.
But I'm not inclined to divulge that just yet.
Thanks, Bloor. Any theories about Mrs. Rogers' death?
I'm sure Mrs. Rogers wasn't to blame. A good, loyal woman.
Did you hear anything in the night?
I thought... I thought I heard a voice calling my name. My wife. She died several years ago. I expect it was a dream.
General, you said you thought you recognized Lombard.
Lombard, yes. He does look familiar. But the name is wrong. Or is it? I'm sorry, young man. My memory plays tricks on me.
Thank you, General. Stay well. Any theories about Mrs. Rogers' death?
Conscience.
What do you mean by that?
She
I
was
keep forgetting that I
together with her
have a
husband,
mute
for
button
having
and occasionally I
deliberately
push
murdered
it.
Her former employer, an old lady. You all saw her last night. She broke down completely.
So
The shock of her
I
wickedness brought
said
her
something
was
about
too
that
much to bear.
GIF Jordan
She literally died of fear.
sent over Discord. I was wondering why no one reacted.
Call it, if you prefer.
That
An
makes
act of
sense.
Good day, Miss
I
Brent.
just looked at it now. So,
What did you say?
8 little
I said,
Sailorboys
really,
traveling
Jordan?
together. One said he'd stay there, and then
Yes.
there were 7.
I'm funny, damn it.
Rogers didn't let his wife's death get in the way of his custodial duties. I assume everyone has gone off on their own pursuits. I should do the same.
it's a little pleasant peace. Alright, since that's 2 deaths down, do you guys want to call it quits here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Music is kind of lulling us to sleep, apparently.
Falling asleep.
So what do you guys think so far?
I like it. I'm also a person who likes mystery, so.
Murder mysteries?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But you guys gotta promise that you guys will not look into spoilers.
No, I'm just gonna look into the OST.
Okay. That's fair enough.
Because
There's nothing
I'm a
revealing
sucker.
about the OST.
I'm a sucker for piano.
Oh yeah. And like the entire soundtrack is piano.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna save the game. And, okay.
Save.
Yep. And that's all for now. We'll continue tomorrow. Hopefully Monty will be joining us. next time.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.